All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Diamonds in the Rough podcast. We're doing the spreads picks with Nate, and we got a new guest. We got Dennis.
How's it going? How we doing? Welcome. Happy to be here.
Long time
So,
ago.
yeah, he's Nate's boy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Good
but
friends with Nate. Good friends with Nate.
he likes football, so we'll get along.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely big football guy. Football
Actually,
fanatic.
yeah. That's what we need.
So, let's go over the picks last week. I had a
Mhm.
good week. I got
Yeah.
them all right.
Mhm.
The Buffalo, Miami, New England. Although New England, you know, came down the final play
Yeah. So
where
almost like there.
maybe Randall Cobb 7 years ago is able to catch that, but not this time.
Not,
And then Nate, you went 1-2, so you're now under 500.
yeah, tough week. Looking to bounce back here though. We'll put some winners out here this week.
And then Dennis, he's got the fresh slate. He's 0-0 right now,
Undefeated.
Uh,
undefeated.
I haven't lost yet. There we go.
All right, so we'll get into it. All right, it's actually a good Thursday night game, better than
Yeah.
last week, which was I did not enjoy watching it.
Uninspiring football.
Tough to
Yeah,
watch a game you know the
no.
result.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is Green Bay at home, plus 1.5 against Detroit. Anyone who's been listening, I like Detroit, but I'll be honest. Thursday night home dogs. I think I'm just always going to go with that because Thursday you never know what's going to happen. And
Mhm.
Jordan Love hasn't looked too bad considering like all the injuries. I think people expected him to be worse, so I'm gonna go Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay does look good. It is tough to go against the home underdog here, but I'm gonna do it. The Lions might have that Thursday night mojo. They beat the Chiefs opening night. They look good. They're finally here. It's another primetime game, which we know they get up for. They get hyped up for it. Obviously, we saw it a couple weeks ago. And yeah, Lions are just legit, and I could see, Jordan Love just making a couple mistakes towards the end that'll get the Lions to win. So I'm gonna go Lions here.
I think I'm gonna be with you on that one, Nate. The Lions. Jordan Love. I don't know if I'm really trusting him in a prime time start on Thursday night. But Jared Goff, honestly, he's looked good this season. I mean, I'm not sure if Montgomery's playing, but either way, even they've got Gibbs, so I think I'll take the Lions there too.
Mhm. Yeah, it should be a good one though. Nice divisional matchup on Thursday night.
No, yeah, for sure.
But much better than last week when you knew the result before the game went and started. But
Yeah,
Foregone conclusion there.
next game, early start, which tough for us, right? The 9:30 a.m. Got to get up to watch it. It's in London. Jacksonville's home, which honestly I feel like it's a true home game for them. They always go to London, so they're basically London's team. So sorry, London, but so it's Jacksonville minus 3.5 against Atlanta, both coming off a loss. I think Jacksonville has just done this travel multiple times, and they are kind of getting to that point where we got to start putting some wins together. I think the
Exactly.
defense will look better because it's against Desmond Ritter. So I'm gonna go Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Jacksonville here too. Like you said, they need to start stacking wins. They lost to the Texans last week. They're 1-2 to start the year. This is a team that had a lot of promise, and there a lot of people, including all of us, chose them to win the division. So they need to get these wins, and yeah, they've made this trip before. Like it's basically a home game, like you said, for them. They've played here so many times. So I'm gonna go Jags here, and also they got that Toy Story game going, uh, the broadcast going. Did you see that? They're on Disney
Oh,
Plus. I mean, with Toy Story animation. Yes. So I guess it's like just they're gonna show everything that happens in that game as it's going. So if they have Trevor Lawrence with the long hair in that, I can't pick against him there. So
So you
I'm
think
gonna
that's
go.
like a 7-point differential right there?
I think so. That's got to be an advantage there for the Jags. I think.
See, like, I don't know what's going on. I hope that's not an advantage because I'm probably gonna go. I'm probably gonna go Falcons there only because I don't want to like act like the Jags didn't just get pieced up by DJ Stroud last weekend. So like that is like they have gone to London a few times, but I mean I don't even really trust Desmond Ritter. It's more just I think Bijan Robinson probably has a touchdown or two. I think he like has probably 100. Like I don't know if I can trust Trevor Lawrence the week after getting buried by CJ Stroud at all. I can't go there.
Fair
That's
enough.
fair.
Stroud has looked good, I will say. Definitely looks like the best rookie quarterback. Part of that I think is because Richardson's hurt because he looked really good when he does play. But yeah, trusting the Riddler, that's a bold tactic.
Yeah. No, it is for sure. It is. It's more trusting Bijan than anything. But I think that team is also a lot better than people think. Like the Falcons this year, I honestly think might be a playoff team. It's just Desmond Ritter. It's like he just can't like it is. It's just a check down guy. Like it's like Mac Jones almost, just worse, way worse.
It kind of feels like they're the Jets last year, where you go there QB away, and then they're a real problem.
Yeah, they got so much talent around them.
I wouldn't say their defense is as good as the Jets last year, though. Probably not. But the Jets is probably I'd say top 5 defense right now, for sure.
Say that.
All right, moving on next to a team that does have the best defense, at least so far. Who they shut Nate and I up because we said Tennessee, and that was blowout.
Yeah,
it's Cleveland -2.5 against Baltimore. Baltimore coming off a brutal loss to Indy. Any Baltimore believers, non-existent. Me being one of them.
brutal right now. Yeah,
not too much faith. So
new offense is not looking like it was advertised.
Baltimore's got injuries on that line, I think, which is just not going to bode well with how Cleveland's defense is. I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't think Lamar's going to be too comfortable. I'm going to go Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm going Cleveland too. Just I think they're the more complete team than Baltimore here, especially with all the injuries they got. You know, their defense. I mean, they're off to a historic start to the year, and like I said, that Todd Monken offense has not looked like it was supposed to as they were gonna implement that new offense and take over the league or whatever it was gonna be. So that defense for the Browns is legit. Deshaun looked a lot better last week. And Jerome Ford, he's not Nick Chubb. Obviously, no one can replace Nick Chubb, but 2 touchdowns last week. He looked, like he can fill in somewhat of a role for them. So it doesn't look like that'll bring their season down completely. So yeah, just overall more complete team here. So I'm gonna go with the Browns too.
Yeah, I'm also going with you guys. I'm actually gonna make it one of my locks this week. I really think that Browns defense is for real. And Lamar, I mean, I don't want to use the term running back, but he hasn't looked comfortable against any defense he's played. Never mind going against the Browns this week. I'm definitely gonna go take the -2.5 there.
I was thinking about locking it.
It's like more of a running back in the pocket this year for sure.
I mean, JK going down, like that's honestly sad to see. It just happens almost too much to that guy. But without him, I don't really see it with that offense. I don't know.
Did you guys? I don't know how much of the game you guys watched, but did you see when the Titans had their 2 tight ends assigned to Myles Garrett? And Myles Garrett noticed it, so he kept switching sides of the field, so they'd have to go in motion, and then they got like a delay of game.
Yeah, they were like running back and forth.
Myles Garrett's got to be in that conversation with like Micah Parsons and TJ Watt.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like for some reason, like he doesn't get talked about the same way. Like they mention Bosa, they mention Watt, they mention Parsons, but Garrett might be. I don't know if
He's right there. If
yeah,
not,
he's
like,
definitely there.
yeah,
Yeah, the only thing I can think maybe just because I mean the Browns are good now, but he's just been on a worse team for so long. So I mean not like the Steelers are great with TJ Watt, but yeah, he should be in those conversations for sure. He's just a beast.
Yeah. Next, Tennessee at home +2.5, facing off against Cincinnati. I'm going Cincinnati, and I'm gonna make it a lock. I said at the beginning, really don't like this Titans team, and the only reason they won one game is because it was Vrabel versus Staley, the worst coach versus the best coach. Also, since he started off 0-2, they need to get wins. It's
Yeah,
going to be a tight division, so they need to keep getting wins. So I'm going to go with them.
for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna go Bengals here too. I would lock it, but just the fact that the line is so little, it seems like it should be higher. I guess it's the Bengals still haven't looked great to start the year, but they looked a lot better on Monday night. So they look like they're back on track. Their defense was flying around the place on Monday, so I don't see a way that that offensive line for the Titans can handle that defense, and I just don't see a way that they can outscore them. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals too.
yeah. I think I gotta go with you guys here. I have yet to see a way that the Titans are gonna win ball games here. Never mind against the Bengals, who, like John said, like they need to stack wins. Like that's a tough division. Like this is not a game that they can take lightly. But Nate, you are right about the line being so little, so it's like it's a little sketchy. But I'm not trusting Tannehill at all. It's fade Tannehill season always.
Yeah, they're just a mess.
Yeah, I like the fade Tannehill thing.
Yeah,
I
that guy is
cannot
terrible, bro. That guy is
cannot
so bad.
stand watching that dude.
Yeah, nah, he's bad.
The
He's
QBs I watch are Mac Jones and Ryan Tannehill. It's not that fun a season, you know?
Yeah, what are you doing to yourself, man?
yeah. I was gonna say
Hey, I
that's
didn't
pretty
make
tough.
these choices. Well, 7-year-old made a
Right.
choice with the Titans, but um, Patriots was a better decision. But
Yeah, that
all
has been.
right, we gotta we gotta make a pick on this game, and I know which way Nate and I are going. Dennis, you can feel free to join us, but it's Chicago +3.5 versus
Oh
Detroit.
man. Oh man.
So whoever listens to the pod, whenever it's something like this, right, we do a coin flip because we just don't know. We don't care,
We
right?
don't want to.
So heads is going to be Chicago. Tails is going to be Denver. Nate, I think the only time we've done a coin flip, it's always been Denver.
It's always the Broncos, dude. Just none of these games, all the games they've played in the past 2 years have just been. We don't want to watch it, so let's
All
see.
right. Chicago, because it was heads. So
Okay, there we go.
um
Then you got anything?
I I honestly I don't know if I want to go coin flip just because the Bears have been like I am like a Fields believer, right?
oh,
But
not a good place to be.
I don't think there's no. Hear me out here. I'm a Fields believer for fantasy purposes, but
Yes.
as far as like winning this game, I have seen like 0% chance that they're gonna win this game. Like Sean Payton, like he needs a win. Like the Broncos, in my opinion, like they've lost some. I mean, other than last week, I guess, but I don't know, man. I thought like at this point they should have a win. Like I don't think they can lose to the Bears. I get it's in Chicago, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think the Broncos got that game with the 3.5.
Yeah,
You want to lock it, right?
No, definitely not. Like I don't trust Russell Wilson that much, but yeah, I definitely think they should get it done.
I do like the
they'll def-
take of like we know Sean Payton like wants to win, like he didn't come to lose.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Like he's not trying to go 0-4, especially losing to that Fields team right now. I don't know how you get into a press conference after that. I don't know. That'd be tough.
that would have to be automatic Russell Wilson benching there. Like you just
Oh
got
yeah, no, yeah, he's
come on.
done. He's done. Yeah.
I can take losing to the Dolphins. If you're gonna lose to Justin Fields right now, it's no. You're done.
That I
Yeah.
do. That was like the worst defensive performance I have ever seen, though. There is like no skill on that defense. Like, I'm not gonna say Pat Surtain's bad, but like he got cooked by Robbie Chosen, who like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't hear of before that game.
Well, you know it's Robbie Anderson, right?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
It's Robbie Anderson.
Why did
Named
he changed his name?
Yeah.
Yes.
How did I not hear of this?
I don't know.
Dude, because he's so bad. It like doesn't
How'd he get
look
to the
good.
Dolphins?
Like, he literally tried to do it. I think he was on the Cardinals or
Didn't he
something.
get
I don't
traded
know.
for like a second round pick to the Cardinals?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought he was on the Cardinals too. But and then I saw him catch that touchdown. I was like, oh, all right, he's on the Dolphins now. Like, I don't know.
exactly. It's easy to miss Robbie Chosen news. That's for sure.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like
I mean, it's
rocked
not.
my
It's
world right now.
I know, right? That's hey, learn something new every day. Yeah.
I guess. But yeah, Nate knows because I text him very frequently about Justin Fields. Because he was a
Yeah.
believer. And Nate, you should send Dennis that clip I sent you.
Not a fan.
That
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that was brutal to
I mean,
watch.
I just as like I have him in fantasy, so I just gotta go with what he says. So I guess it's just the coaching, you know. It's not him. It's just the coaching. You know?
No.
Uh,
Nate will have to send you the clip I sent him. It's literally 4 consecutive plays where he made like at least 3 mistakes on each play, like
oh
of a
yeah.
quarterback. It's like
Oh
he
yeah.
goes through his progressions and there's a dude open. He's like, nah, I don't like it.
Nah, literally, like when he has like 5, 6 seconds in the pocket, like you watch the playback, like he has like 2 or 3 different guys at different times, and he's just sitting there, and then he like tucks and gets sacked. It's like, all right, like what are we doing, man? Like what are we doing? Like,
he's at Zach Wilson levels of just shook right now. Like he's
yeah,
not as bad as Zach Wilson, but like he's just
I mean, it's an argument.
I mean
I think talent wise, he's like better, but I like confidence is just gone right now. Like there's no confidence at all.
it's tough to see.
If Sean Payton loses to that guy, like I'd be very surprised. Very surprised.
Definitely enough talking about that garbage.
Too much time on that for sure.
All right, next game is Indy -1.5 versus the Rams. Indy's at home. Is Minshew still gonna be the quarterback?
I think Richardson's playing. I'm pretty sure he's been practicing.
All right, I mean, Minshew survived the Orlovsky. He still won the game.
I didn't even see it. Did he do that?
He did it.
I missed that.
I didn't see that either, honestly. That's crazy.
I'm just gonna go Indy because they're at home, and it's kind of a who's gonna win type situation. But I could definitely see the Rams winning. If you're a betting man, I would stay away. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I'm actually gonna go with the Rams here. I still think they're a good team. They had a tough game on Monday night, but they've shown that they're a tough team. They can run the ball with Kyron Williams. You know, Anthony Richardson being back is might be tough. You know, he's definitely he's looked great so far this year. But I see them getting back on track, and the Colts are 2-1 right now, right? So I mean that
Yes,
would
sir.
make sense. Go back to 2-2. So I feel like both these teams are about 500, but yeah, I'd stay away for sure. So I'm gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like coin flips go, this is probably a coin flip, but I'm probably gonna lean Colts here. I just like Anthony Richardson coming back on top of I think Zach Moss has sneaky been like a pretty good running back this year for them. Like I was looking at his stats this week and I was just like, that's honestly like he's only played in a couple of games, but I think it's like over 80 and then 100-yard game. I mean, if he can be doing that for them, like, well, Taylor does whatever he does and Richardson's healthy, I feel like they could win games. Like they got receivers. I I don't know. I mean, the Rams, I'm not really too worried about them. Matt Stafford, he didn't do anything crazy against the Bengals. I mean, would they put up 16 points or something last night
And one of them was a
or
garbage
two
time,
nights?
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like a backdoor cover, right? So I mean, I don't know. I think I trust the Colts there. I mean, not to like bet on, but to at least take.
Here we go.
Sure. All right, next, probably everyone's game of the week. Buffalo at home versus Miami. Buffalo's -2.5. I'm going Buffalo. I think everyone sees Miami's underdogs and they want to go it. I mean, there's a reason the spread is like this. I almost throw away week 1 Buffalo. I really do. A lot of weird stuff was happening, right? They've bounced back very easy games these last two. And it's a very impactful game on the division. So I think they'll show up. Miami, they did play a tough defense in New England, but I mean the Broncos, that was the worst defensive performance I saw, and the Chargers are a mess, right? I know the offense looks amazing, but I think Buffalo's well coached enough that they'll take some of those things New England was doing, and they'll be able to, not give up 70. Basically, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
I'm going Buffalo.
yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm gonna go with Miami here simply for the fact that I don't want to bet against a team the week after they score 70 points. I mean, it might just be a fool's pick, but I mean, it's tough to go against them. Their offense is just, I mean, on another level. Obviously, broke so many records last week, and they're on fire. I mean, the Bills' defense looks terrific right now, but um, I think that Miami goes into Buffalo this weekend, wins, and proves that they're the best team in the AFC East right now.
I'm actually gonna say the exact opposite of the Bills and say that they go there, win that game, and prove that they are still top dog right now. Because I think Miami's definitely coming off a high with that 70 points. I think it's going to be a big Josh Allen game. I feel like I'm honestly going to put this as a lock of the week. I think 2.5 is it's a small number. It's pretty much just got to win the game by a field goal. I think it's just too big of a game for the Bills not to show up for.
Definitely a big game. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
This mean a lot for the AFC East for sure.
I'm gonna have Chicago Denver on, so probably won't watch it. But
Hey, you do you, man.
Yeah.
All right, next. These teams don't have a win. It's Carolina at home +3.5 versus Minnesota. Now, naturally, we're all thinking, well, Minnesota is better than Carolina, but Carolina's actually hanging around against Seattle.
Yeah.
I think they both suck, so I'm just gonna go the points, and it helps that they're at home, so I'm gonna go Carolina. And I have no idea what that means. Like, if Minnesota goes 0-4, do they start talking? Do they just sell all their guys?
Yeah, I mean Kirk Cousins last year the contract, maybe Jets, who
I don't even know
knows?
if the money would work, but yeah, maybe.
I mean, who knows? But I mean, people are saying so. Who knows? But I'm actually gonna go with the Vikings here. This is gonna be my first lock of the week. They I know you said that the Carolina, it does look good. They hung in there with
It's a
yeah,
stretch, but yeah.
yeah, good, not good, but they're not terrible. Is what I mean to say. But the Vikings got to beat the Panthers. They can't start 0-4. I mean, I still think. I mean, who knows if they have a shot at the playoffs? Probably not. But I mean, they probably believe they do. So they got to start winning these games. And they've played some somewhat tough teams to start. It's been a tough start, obviously. They've been in all the games, and they got to get this one. And I see them going through and winning. So I'm gonna lock it.
I do like that pick, Nate. I'm gonna go with them too. It -4 or whatever it's at. I think if they lose this game, honestly, it's sound the alarms. It's over. Like we need to do something, like sell everybody. Like 0-4 is pretty tough, especially in that division, the way that Jordan Love's been playing. But I think if you go out, is it going to be Bryce or is it going to be Andy? Do we
That
know?
that is important because the offense looked a lot better with Andy having the
Yeah,
veteran in there. Bryce
it
Young
did.
looks really scared and shook.
Yeah,
And
believe he practiced today, so I mean he might play. I believe he practiced.
yeah. I thought I saw you practice, but I didn't know. I mean, I thought they looked better with Andy too. So
for
I
sure.
mean, if they play Andy, I think they'd honestly have a better chance. But depends what the plan is for the Panthers. But the Vikings lose that game,
Not
it's
I
trouble. It's
I
trouble.
will preface if Bryce Young's playing, I'd probably switch this. Honestly.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good choice. Bryce
the
Young,
reason
he
I.
looked like a scared dog. My bad, Nate.
Oh no, I was just gonna say the reason I definitely locked this too is because I saw that Bryce Young practice, so I was like, all right, I feel like Andy Dalton's not gonna be.
There you go.
All right, we'll go to the next one. Houston at home versus Pittsburgh, +3.5. Well, they're really buying into the CJ Stroud stuff.
Yeah.
People think Houston's actually got a pretty good team. That's what people are talking about. They like their wide receiver duo of
Yeah.
Collins and Bell. You obviously drafted Will Anderson high. He's been doing well, and Derek Stingley's a dog. So I'm going Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Um, Pittsburgh, I don't understand how they score points because I really just don't believe in any of that offense. I think Pickens is good, but in general, anytime Pickett throws the ball, I just don't believe it. Like, why does he have a glove on? You know? Um, but that defense is good whenever TJ Watt's playing, he'll be playing. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that the way they score points is their defense. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
2 defensive touchdowns against the Browns. Yeah, their defense is so good. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers here as well. A good defense against a young quarterback, and Bryce Young did look great last week. He's looked good to start the year, but just these like real good defenses with veteran head coaches like Mike Tomlin, they usually find a way to get in those rookies' heads and make them play scared, make them play on edge. So I'm gonna go with the Steelers here as well.
yeah. I'm gonna take the Steelers as well. I don't know if, like Nate, like you said, I don't know if I can trust a rookie QB right now going against the defensive coordinator that's gonna be game planning for him, and just like it's gonna be seeing ghosts to a degree. But I think it's gonna be a low scoring game. Like I don't see a way in which the Steelers with Kenny Pickett put up like over 30, but I mean, I do think they win that game just because of the defense alone.
Yeah. And as bad as their offense has been, it did look like it took a little step forward last week, like as much as it can with how bad they looked the first 2 weeks, but definitely
Yeah,
looked better to an extent.
yeah. I mean, they got that rookie receiver Calvin Austin. He had that long touchdown. I mean, he's looked good. I mean, they're still missing Deontay Johnson, which is tough for them. They thought they'd have him, but
Yeah.
yeah. All right, next
Pickens,
game.
I don't know.
Oh, you
I
go.
don't. Nah, my bad. I just don't trust Pickens enough to be like a big receiver, like a big target. Like I don't know. I
You're
just
not a
can't see
Pickens
him.
guy?
I mean, I'm a Pickens guy. I just don't see a world in which he's like. I don't know if I could trust him getting over 5, 6 catches a game. I don't know. He's just not consistent enough for me, I guess.
That's fair.
That's
I mean, I
fair.
think it'll be low scoring. I think they also get good field position a lot of the time. And they're really well coached. I mean, I do like D'Amico Ryans, but like that whole team, that whole coaching staff in Houston's just young. Uh, Trust Mike Tomlin more.
Absolutely, yeah.
But we'll go to the next game. New Orleans at home, -3.5 versus Tampa. I don't think Nate's gonna lock in Tampa this week. Do we have an update on Derek Carr? Is he good?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna play this week. They said it's like he shouldn't be out for too long, but I don't think he's playing this week. Maybe,
All right.
maybe I'm
I'm honestly not too sure. I think it's gonna be a Jameis week though. Yeah.
They were doing
double
well when
check.
he was QB. They're up 17-0. They blew it.
Yeah.
If there's no Derek Carr, hmm,
You get
They
Kamara
said-
back this week, right?
yeah, they didn't have Jamal Williams last week either. I think I'm just gonna stick with New Orleans. They've just had Tampa's number, and also -3.5 if Derek Carr's not playing. That just seems weird to me. I know Tampa had a rough week, but I don't think they're terrible. So spread's a little weird to me. I'm gonna go the opposite of what people are thinking.
Yeah, this is an interesting game. I think I'm gonna go Saints here as well, just because with the backup quarterback, you said they're at home, right?
Yeah.
With a backup quarterback like James, especially, he's had starts in New Orleans before. I think obviously, and it wasn't all his fault that they blew the lead last week, but he was part of it. He came right when he came in, they started blowing it. So I think he'll have a bounce back week here, feel comfortable at home. And yeah, I think they get a bounce back here. And like you said, it seems like they have the Bucks number. I mean, who knows if it was just a Tom Brady thing, but I guess we'll see here. So I'm gonna go with the Saints too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Saints too here. I think that defense they'll get after Baker, make his life tough on Sunday. I don't think it's gonna be easy for him to throw the ball. I mean, hopefully Jameis can put something a little bit better together than what happened with the whole blown game against the Packers. But I think they get it done with the -3.
All right. Next up, Philly at home, -8.5 versus the Commanders. Tough one for Sam Howell last week. He did not do too good. They were walking in undefeated, and everyone realized they didn't play anyone. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Philly. I'm gonna lock it. The Commanders just aren't good, I don't think. And
Yeah.
I know they were the ones that gave Philly their first loss last year in Philly, I believe.
Yes. That's
But that was with our boy Heineke, and that's not the case. So,
right.
I
don't have
don't
that
trust Sam
magic.
Howell. Gonna go Philly, lock it in.
Yeah, that's fair for sure. I'm gonna learn my lesson from last week and not bet against the Eagles. That was a tough one. Going with the Bucks. But yeah, so the Eagles definitely looked like they're back on track. To most of the way. After that game last week. Um, yeah, this shouldn't be too much of a spread to cover, like you said. That it seems like the Commanders are falling back to earth after that great start. They had terrible game last week, and I could just see that spilling over into another not great performance here. So I'm just gonna go with the better team and take the Eagles.
I'm gonna play a little bit of devil's advocate. I think I'm gonna take the Commanders plus the points here. I think that was definitely a tough game for Sam Howell and everything, but I think it's a big enough number that it's a close enough game. Like I'm just thinking like when we played the Eagles, it was a close, scrappy game. Like they had no business only winning that game by single digits. Like it should have been a double digit win. Like I feel like outside of the whole push 1 yard Jalen Hurts touchdowns, like I don't know. I haven't really seen anything too crazy to tell me they'll cover that, but we'll see.
I mean, the only bright spot of the Eagles this year has just been Jalen Carter, where that dude's a rookie, but he's been incredible. I feel like every Eagles fan would agree. They aren't looking like they were last year. And even though they're undefeated, I don't think anyone feels too good about it. I agree with that. It sounds like you're smelling like a garbage time touchdown to cover. That's what
Yeah,
it
no,
sounds
I'm
like.
not. It's not like a Commanders money line type thing. It's like a backdoor, like a heartbreak, like Commanders lose by 7 or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right. Next up, Chargers at home -5.5 versus Vegas. Guys, I got no expertise insight on this one. We got two of the worst coaches in the NFL, and for some reason my gut's saying Vegas, so I'm going it. That's all I got.
Wow. Okay. Hey,
Yeah, just keeping it real.
gotta go with your gut. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go with the Chargers here. Finally got that first win under the belt last week against the Vikings. And I just Vegas might be the worst team in the league. They do not look good. Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not all Jimmy, but their offensive line doesn't look great. Their defense is not good. I mean, like I said, the Steelers' offense looked good, but part of that was just the Raiders' defense was letting them look a lot better. When you let that team look that good, yeah, I'm definitely going with the Chargers here. I just don't see any way that the Raiders can compete with them. I'm gonna lock this here. Also, I'm gonna go with the Chargers lock. Also,
I like that pick, Nate. I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers here too. I like you said, like Jimmy G. It's not really all his fault, like you said, but I mean, it falls on him, and he
yeah,
just they haven't looked great. I mean, it's McDaniel's maybe it's him, but I think the Chargers. There's a get back game for them. They hang on. I think they should be able to come out and win this game by at least a touchdown. The Raiders, they haven't. I haven't seen it from them yet. I don't know.
yeah,
As a
and
big Jimmy G supporter, I think a lot of it's on him. I'll be real. He is not. I think the injuries are catching up to him or something. He's making way too many mistakes out there. I mean, at the end of the day, you do just got to protect the ball, and I feel like that's he's been good for the most part, but it's always like at the worst times he'll make a throw that doesn't even make any sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
And they get the zoom up of him walking off, and it's like he doesn't even know why he did that. It's like I
exactly.
don't know why I'm picking Vegas again. I did it last week too, but it's my gut. I don't know.
The only the only thing that scares me about this lock is so you said it was 5.5, right?
Yeah.
What if Josh McDaniels does it again? He kicks a field goal down 8 to I swear to God, Josh, I'm driving to Vegas and I'm giving you a piece of my mind. Do
that
not
was
do it again.
crazy. How much time was left? It was like 2 or 3 minutes, right? It was like right at the end of the game. Yeah, he
Easy,
trusts his
bro.
defense, I guess.
Oh yeah, that lockdown defense,
Yeah,
absolutely.
lockdown.
Ooh. Man.
Just an idiot overall.
Yeah, he's not a good head coach. All right. San Francisco at home -14.5 versus the bane of my existence, Arizona. I'm 0-3 when Arizona is involved. I've picked against them every time. Everything's telling me to pick them. Don't be an idiot again. But I feel like I just got to keep doing it until I'm right because it just won't be satisfying if I like pick Arizona and like San Francisco beats them by 28. That would be worse than me just picking San Fran and losing. So I have to go San Fran.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I said last week on the podcast. I was with you. I was betting against the Cardinals every time. I said on the first episode, you're gonna make a lot of money betting against the
We've
Cardinals.
lost a lot of money.
I've lost a lot of money betting against the Cardinals, and I said last week I picked against them again. And if they did me wrong, I'm gonna ride with them. This is too many points. Come on. Like Josh, I know the Niners are probably the best team in the league so far, or one of the best. Josh Dobbs is a beast. I'm all in on the bandwagon. Let's go Cards. They got to cover here. I'm riding with them the rest of the year.
The rest of the year, Nate. That's
Well,
that's a crazy take, man. But
Arizona goes 17 and 16, 17
I
and
have
0
to
versus the
change
spread.
my mind. But for now, I'm sticking with them. And it's too many points. Too many points.
I mean, I respect it. I think I'm gonna go 49ers here. I I I don't think I can trust Josh Dobbs against this defense. Like Brock Purdy also, like he's been good. Like, I mean, I feel like people don't talk about him enough, honestly. But I mean, I don't think he's lost, right? Has he lost a start yet? Like a regular season start?
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure. I don't think
Brock
so.
Purdy,
But
no.
yeah. So I mean, the guy is just playing like peak football right now, and all he has to really do is turn around and hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and that guy's going to go for 150 all-purpose yards. But I think for that, like McCaffrey alone, like it'll just be the first half's going to come to an end, and 49ers will be up 14 at halftime. And then what are the Cardinals going to do for the rest of the game? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think the 49ers got that, though.
And God forbid Brock Purdy has to throw behind that O line to either Debo, Ayuk, or George Kittle. That'd be a nightmare, right?
Yeah, that'd be terrible. That'd be terrible.
A terrible situation he's in, man.
Yeah.
All right. Next game, Dallas at home, -6.5 versus New England. I'm gonna lock this one and go New England. I actually think New England's gonna win this game, believe it or not.
Yeah.
We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week because Trayvon Diggs tore his ACL after the pod in practice. But I thought that was going to be an absolutely devastating loss. He gets shit on a lot, mainly because in year 2, there was all the hype with the interceptions, but he gave up over 1,000 receiving yards, which as a corner, not acceptable. But year 3, he improved a ton. And everyone was still thinking about year 2, saying he's not that good. If you have Trayvon Diggs as your number 1 corner when Micah Parsons is constantly rushing the quarterback, that's a problem because his only weakness is the double move. But how are you going to have time for a double move to develop if Micah Parsons is rushing? That's why there's such a good combo. But without him, you saw in that Arizona game, that defense isn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you give Bill Belichick a week after a game like that to dissect it and make all the adjustments he needs. I think they're going to shock people and they're actually going to win this game. So I'm locking that.
I like that. Hell yeah. I hope so. Yeah. I'm gonna pick the Patriots here. I'm not sure if they win just because of the factor that Cowboys are coming off such an embarrassing loss against the Cardinals, and they obviously need a win here. They can't fall 2 games behind the Eagles this earlier in the year. But Patriots, like they've hung in with the good teams this year. So I don't see anything different changing there. It should be a close game, and I hope they win. I wouldn't be. I don't think I'm going to be betting on it, but should be a good one, and I think they'll be able to cover.
I just don't know if I'm ready to trust the Pats here. I don't know. I mean, the Cowboys, honestly, like that was what happened last week. It happened. I think it's one of those things they just
Definitely
have to
happened.
they have to just move on with it, and they can either go one of 2 ways. They either come out flat against the Pats, or they come out and they hang like 35 plus on us. Like that, I mean, it's gonna come down to how Gonzalez plays. I think with like CD going around the field, I think Pollard, we're gonna have to stop him. I think if the Pats were to do anything, or Mondre has to do something, and he hasn't looked too great, but I think I'm gonna go with the Cowboys with only a touchdown here. I don't know. I don't trust the Pats at all.
I mean, if we're trusting Gonzalez, I feel good about that, to be honest. I don't know how many weeks
On
he's got to
CD
keep doing
though,
it.
on CD, I don't know, man. I
I
get
mean, Tyreek Hill's
Tyreek.
been wreaking
I
havoc.
get
He did a very
yeah.
good job on that, right? When he was covering AJ Brown, did great. I said it super early, and it was a crazy take. But I said the only worry I had with drafting Gonzalez is how are we going to pay him in 5 years? That was my only worry. I wasn't worried about anything else. I knew he was going to be elite. And I truly feel like they got a lockdown number one corner. And I don't know how many weeks he has to do it before we start discussing crazy things.
Yeah.
Like
I
in the
mean,
sense of like how many games did it take Sauce before like, okay, yeah, this guy's undisputed, like a top corner.
I think for Sauce it was a little bit different. He came in with a lot of hype, but I mean Gonzalez. I was gonna say, like, I was listening to the podcast last week, and I think you were saying something about how Pats fans were like disgruntled about how we didn't go Zay Flowers. I think was the
Or
conversation.
JSN, one of them.
Yeah, well, I mean one of the two, but I mean I don't know how you can sit there and complain as a Pats fan. Like if even if we have those receivers, like I mean, what are they gonna do? Like stand there and watch Mac Jones throw the ball over their head? Like I don't know. I think Gonzalez was definitely the right pick. I mean, he's been playing like you said, like a top 10 corner in the league, and he's a rookie. So I think we got a steal there.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that Pat's game last week, I'll say it quickly because we only got a couple games left. But like first half, I loved it. Like Mac is elite to me at like his progressions in the field and when it comes to reading defenses and adjusting plays if he needs to. Problem is just the arm talent isn't there. And every now and then he'll make a really baffling decision. And it's only punished us once really with the pick six in the Eagles game. I know people are saying the throw where the receiver's out of bounds. To me, that was Devontae Parker, but that's an argument for another day, right? And then that second half, solid drive, get the field goal, and it's like, all right, we know Zach Wilson can't score 13. We're just going to run the ball every time. And then it's like you're asking Mac to cover 3rd and 8s when the defense knows he's throwing. Like that's not how he's going to be effective, right?
That's true. Yeah. I mean,
We'll
so
see.
you think they're gonna be able to run the ball against the Cowboys this weekend? Like, cause
Yeah,
to like stay out of those situations, you think they can run the ball? I think that's my like concern. I think Ramondre, I was like preseason, I thought he was going to be great. I
he's
thought he was
had
going to have
a
a really
rough
big
start.
year, and he's had a rough start. Yeah, I think this is a big game for him. I mean, Zeke too. It's like a little bit of a revenge game for him. So maybe something happens there. But
He showed a little something last week. I think what the Pats are going to have to do is they're going to have to throw in early downs.
yeah,
And I think they're going to do that, and we'll see how effective that is. It is just frustrating because I think the problem with Mac is he can't throw the deep ball at all. And it's very hard to get these touchdown drives with all the short and intermediate stuff and nothing down the field. Um, but he just doesn't have those deep targets. And when you can't throw the deep
yeah,
ball anyway, it just makes it that
yeah,
much harder. Like
yeah,
he threw a perfect deep pass to Devontae Parker. But Devontae Parker's so slow. He was like 2 steps behind it.
yeah.
And
I
it
mean,
wasn't
Devontae
Mac's fault.
Parker 5 years ago, maybe he's going to catch that ball. But I mean, I don't know. I think like Mac definitely like Kendrick Bourne and like just the receivers in general, like Juju, like the drops, like have definitely been there. Like staying ahead of the chains has been tough because when he puts the ball in their chest, like when he puts it there, it'll get dropped sometimes, and it's like we can't be having that. We're not a team that can afford that. We don't have big plays, but
Yeah,
we'll
Ramondre had
see.
a couple drops too. I mean, it's not like Mac's throwing rockets to
Yeah,
you, you
yeah,
know?
no, yeah, yeah, yeah,
It should be catchable balls.
Yeah. I just think we need to see more Demario Douglas constantly. It
Seriously.
sucks he had that fumble because ruins
yeah.
his, how many plays he gets in. But that's the only receiver I'm like, he's dynamic enough he can make stuff happen.
Yeah,
And
he's
it's
up.
tough because you watch and it's like he's the only explosive one out there. It's like Bill Belichick. It's like the fumble. it's just anyone over the years who fumbles, it's like they sit. It's like especially when they're young, but it's tough.
Exactly.
Doghouse.
And Thorne will be back next week, but I don't have any hopes for that.
Yeah, I had high hopes for him coming out of the draft, but he's had a tough start to his career. I'm not. And he gets injured way too often. He's tiny. It's just I don't know if he'll be able to maintain that NFL body.
See, I was against them, and I have this problem where I let people buy me in by the masses, and I decided to buy in a little bit. I should have never done it. Same thing with people trying to tell me Will Levis was a good pick. I knew that dude was going to be garbage.
Oh man,
Oh my gosh.
Mayo boy.
Yeah, terrible. All right, next game. I'm guessing because I think you two both have a lock available, and I think this is a pretty good one. Jets at home plus 9.5 versus Kansas City. Can confirm Taylor Swift will be there. Maybe that impacts you.
Alright.
It was reported she'll be there.
Okay.
She does live in New York, so not a tough
Makes sense, yeah.
not a tough commute.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go Kansas City, even though I think this spread's a little wild. I could see a really stupid cover, like they're down 10 and Zerline hits like a 58-yard field goal for no reason. But I'm just gonna go Kansas City because I actually know they're a good football team and like have an offense and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. And I do have my final lock, and I am going to use it here. The Chiefs. Yeah,
All right.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Like, this is the best. I believe this was the same exact line against the Bears. No, they were favored by more against the Bears, but this is going to be the exact same game. They probably won't score as much because the Jets defense is better, but I cannot see Zach Wilson putting up a touchdown against this defense. Like, they look legit so far this year, especially with Chris Jones back. He's going to be all up in Zach Wilson's backfield. It's going to be, yeah, this is going to be a blowout, and this is an easy lock Chiefs here for me.
I'm gonna go with the Jets here. I don't know. It's a big number, man. It's I think after the whole first game with the Bills and the way that ends, maybe there's some magic in MetLife for them for primetime games. That defense is definitely good enough where I mean the Chiefs like they lose that game to the Lions. Like the receivers other than Travis Kelce, like they haven't been there. I mean, Rashid Rice, like he's been pretty good for them, but outside of him, I mean, I don't know. They've dealt with drops like Tony's been tough. I mean, I think the Jets defense makes it a close enough game where a cover should be possible for Zach Wilson. I think Breece Hall should show up too. I mean, it's the Chiefs' run defense. It's not nothing too crazy. I don't know. We'll see.
I wonder if there's like an over under on times they show Taylor Swift. That's
bet the over, dude.
They need to actually
walk in the world.
Like FanDuel or DraftKings, like they actually need to do that because they'd make so much money. Everyone would bet on it.
Everyone would be taking over
though. So Dennis, are you locking the Jets or?
No. You guys do the Monday night? Yeah,
we got one more. We got one more.
I'm gonna do that next game.
Giants -1.5 at home versus the Seahawks. I don't know why the Giants are favored. I'm really like, is it the 11 days thing? 11 days rest, 11 days to prepare.
Yeah, maybe it's some of that MetLife magic Den was talking about it. I mean, although it didn't work for the.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna screw it. I'm gonna believe in the MetLife magic. I'm gonna go the Giants. The spread's really fishy to me. That's my biggest reason.
It is definitely fishy.
Fair reasoning for sure. I'm not gonna believe in the MetLife magic. Like I said, that game it worked for the Jets. It did not work for the Giants. They got smoked. They got smoked again last week, and their only win this year is a barely comeback win against the Cardinals. The Giants, Brian Dable's a good coach, so who knows? Maybe he'll be able to turn it around here. But Seahawks, them not being favored in this game is crazy to me, and it might be a trap. But I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks just because I think they're miles above the skill of the Giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock in the Giants, the MetLife Magic. I believe in it. I'm not a believer in Geno Smith to cover spreads for me yet. I mean, Kenneth Walker, that guy, he's definitely legit, but something about this game just tells me that line, something about this game. Danny Dimes is gonna show up, but we'll see.
I could see it. I mean, they beat the Cowboys on Monday Night Football last year, I believe. So I mean, hey,
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
like their roster, like I really don't hate their receiving core. They just have so many like random guys, like so many random guys. But
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Danny Dimes has a big rushing game or something.
Yeah, he could.
Just don't trip, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Do we think Saquon play? I don't think he's playing, right? I mean,
nah, probably not. It'll probably be Breida. But I mean, he had a touchdown last week against the 49ers. So I mean,
yeah, he looked
not too
fine,
bad. Yeah.
All right, guys. Believe it or not, we did not have any repeats.
Wow.
A little surprised by that. So, I have Cincinnati -2.5, Philly -8.5, New England +6.5, and obviously we do the game of the week for fun. I'm going Broncos Bears, and not because it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be so funny. There's going to be like 7 turnovers. It's going to be like some score you've never seen. It'll be like 5-3. I'm looking forward to it. Like I really am. And I don't know why. It's not going to be good at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my game of the week. And Nate has do you guys have any input on that?
I mean, you might just have to like let me know how that one goes. I don't know if I'm gonna catch that one. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll take your word for it, Joe.
Yeah.
All right. I'll be sending updates. I'll be like, guys, Justin Fields missed it by 30 yards. Dude, it was crazy. All right,
Dude,
Nate. Nate's got Minnesota -3.5, Chargers -5.5, Chiefs -9.5. You're going some big spreads here. What's your game of the week?
So I'm gonna actually go with the Pats Cowboys game this week. I think the past couple times they've played, or I don't know the past couple. I remember the last time they played there was that's the CD or the Trayvon Diggs pick six, and then the long CD touchdown, the long Kendrick Bourne touchdown. It seems like every time these two teams match up, it's a good matchup. It's a fun game. So I could see that happening again here. And I'm going to say I didn't lock this game at all, but I will say my one lock for this game is going to be Zeke anytime touchdown. I feel like he's going to get back in there against the Cowboys. So I'm definitely going to be taking that this weekend for sure.
I like that. All right. And Dennis, you got Cleveland -2.5, Buffalo -2.5, Giants -1.5. I might throw that in a parlay. Maybe we got some newcomer magic here, right? He's talking about the MetLife magic. Maybe he knows something. So I might throw a parlay on it. Nice little $10, see what happens.
Yeah.
But
I'll probably be wagering on those. I'm gonna go game of the week, Buffalo, Miami. I think that's as far as what the AFC East is gonna look like, I think that game is gonna tell us a lot. I'm pretty sure the over under is like 54 or something crazy. Like they're saying it's gonna be a lot of points. I mean, I'll probably just be watching that. I probably won't be tuning into the Bears and Broncos too much, but
don't worry, I'll give you live updates.
I appreciate that. That.
That'll be the one they show on Red Zone like twice every quarter. It's like
yeah. If that though, it'll be like one of those like barely show it.
Yeah, no,
it'll-
that'll be a good one for sure. The Bills Dolphins, and maybe that one too.
I'm just ready for like Scott Hansen on Red Zone to be like midway through the fourth quarter. Like, you might have noticed we haven't gone to the Bears Broncos game in a while. The reason is neither of them have passed the 50-yard line.
I could see that, man. Both those offenses are.
And you're telling me you don't want to watch that? That's crazy, dude.
The thing is, both the defenses stink too, though. So maybe it'll just be a shootout.
Dude, it's the
I-
movable object versus stoppable force this game.
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah.
But all right, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for listening, Dennis. Thanks for joining. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys having me on here.
If your picks are right, we'll definitely have you back.
All right, cool. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Nah,
Sure.
I'm doing a parlay with it, so we'll see.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll be riding that. I'll throw in a parlay too. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, let's do
Hopefully.
it.
I'll do it too. Let's ride together.
We're riding.
All right, word. All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.